I heard you say a few times that you're not illuminated. You said it again last night with that very funny guy.
Te he oído decir un par de veces que no estás iluminado y lo dijiste anoche con ese hombre tan divertido.
Does this statement mean that you believe in such a state as illumination?
¿Esa afirmación quiere decir que crees en la iluminación?
No.
No.
I don't believe in a state of illumination or enlightenment. No.
No creo en un estado de iluminación.
I'm asking because saying that I'm not means some are. So you don't, like Ramana, for example, that would not be
Ramana
illumination.
wasn't in an illuminated state, no.
Okay.
No.
Te pregunto porque cuando dices no estoy iluminado, quiere decir que a lo mejor hay una posibilidad de estar iluminado. ¿Quieres decir entonces que Ramana no estaba iluminado? Y Rupert contesta, Ramana no estaba en un estado de iluminación.
The Buddha wasn't in an illuminated state. Jesus Christ wasn't in an illuminated state. Meister Eckhart wasn't in an illuminated state.
Buda, Jesús, Maestro Eckhart no estaban en un estado iluminado.
Thank you.
But I think I probably have to qualify that statement.
Yeah, I know.
I can see a few bemused expressions.
Pero tengo que calificar esa afirmación.
Enlightenment is not, or illumination is not, one, it is not a state of the mind.
La iluminación no es un estado de la mente.
All states of the mind, by definition, come and go.
Todos los estados mentales, por definición, van y vienen.
That's what a state is, something that appears, exists, and disappears.
Eso es lo que es un estado, algo que aparece, se mantiene y desaparece.
So the waking state is a state precisely because it's not always present.
El estado de vigilia es un estado precisamente porque no está siempre
The
presente.
dream state is a state because it's a state of the mind. It's not the essential nature of the mind. It's a passing state of the mind.
El estado de sueño se llama así también porque es un estado que pasa.
The experience of tiredness is a passing state of the mind.
La experiencia de cansancio es un estado pasajero de la mente.
A depression is a passing state of the mind.
Una depresión es un estado pasajero de la mente.
Being in love is a passing state of the mind.
Estar enamorado es un estado pasajero de
A
la
moment
mente.
of ecstasy is a passing state of the mind. A toothache is a passing state of the mind.
I should have not used the name state, but said
So,
directly illumination.
Did you translate it? Okay.
Sí, except the ecstatic. Un estado extático tampoco es un estado pasajero de la mente.
So, what is called illumination or awakening is not a state of the mind. It is the recognition of the nature of the mind.
Lo que se llama la iluminación no es un estado pasajero, sino que es el reconocimiento de la naturaleza de la mente.
The recognition of the nature of awareness.
El reconocimiento de la naturaleza de la
So,
conciencia.
what is it that recognizes the nature of awareness?
¿Qué es lo que reconoce la naturaleza de la conciencia?
What is it that experiences awareness?
¿Qué es lo que experimenta la conciencia?
You're asking me
Yes.
awareness.
Yes.
La
Obviously,
conciencia.
whatever it is that is aware that there is awareness must itself be aware.
Sí, obviamente, lo que sea que es consciente de ser consciente debe ser consciente.
Is a thought aware?
¿Es consciente un pensamiento?
No,
No. Is a perception aware?
no.
¿Es consciente una percepción?
Is a
No.
body aware?
¿Es un cuerpo consciente?
No.
No. Only awareness is aware,
Solo
And
perdón.
and therefore only awareness knows itself.
Solo la conciencia es consciente, solo la conciencia se conoce a sí misma.
And the nature of awareness is always the same.
La naturaleza de la conciencia siempre es la misma.
It's like the sun.
Es como el sol.
There are no degrees or states of awareness.
No hay grados o estados de conciencia.
It's always in the same luminous, empty pristine condition,
siempre están en la misma condición luminosa,
Eternal,
vacía y pristina,
infinite, unchanging.
eterna e infinita, sin cambiar.
So awareness never becomes enlightened or illuminated,
La conciencia nunca se ilumina,
just as the sun isn't illuminated first thing in the morning.
del mismo modo que el sol no se ilumina a primera hora de la mañana.
So the idea of enlightenment is a misnomer.
La idea de la iluminación es un nombre mal dado.
It is a concession to the person's belief that he is a separate self.
Es una concesión para la creencia de ser un ser separado.
And from this idea from this idea that the person is a separate self, we get the idea that the person becomes enlightened.
Y desde la idea de la creencia que la persona es un ser separado, creemos que ese ser separado puede ser iluminado.
No person becomes enlightened.
Ninguna persona se ilumina.
Ramana would be the first to agree with that.
Ramana sería el primero en estar de acuerdo con esto.
So when you say I'm not illuminated, you mean I don't believe in illumination.
Entonces, cuando dices que no estás iluminado, ¿quieres decir que no crees en la iluminación?
I don't have any beliefs in illumination or indeed in anything else.
No tengo ninguna creencia sobre la iluminación ni sobre nada más.
So
All I have is my experience.
Lo único que tengo es mi experiencia.
And my experience is just one thing.
Y mi experiencia es simplemente una cosa.
A single, infinite, indivisible whole, made of pure consciousness alone.
Un todo único, infinito e indivisible que está hecho de conciencia.
There's no question of that awareness becoming enlightened because it is already the light of the self.
No es una cuestión de que esa conciencia sea iluminada porque ya es la luz del ser.
It seems to become endarkened when it veils itself with its own activity.
Parece que se oscureciera cuando se vela con su propia actividad.
Just as the screen seems to become obscured when it assumes the form of the movie.
Del mismo modo que la pantalla parece que se oscurezca
But even
cuando,
then,
con el movimiento de la
it doesn't
película.
really become endarkened any more than the screen becomes obscured by the movie.
Pero incluso entonces no se oscurece, aunque parezca, no se oscurece igual que no se oscurece la
Because
pantalla con la película.
Just as the screen could only truly be obscured by something that is other than itself, such as a blanket that was laid over it.
Del mismo modo que una pantalla solamente puede ser oscurecida por algo que sea distinto de la pantalla, como una cortina que se ponga por delante,
So awareness could only be obscured or endarkened by something other than itself that veiled it.
la conciencia solo puede ser oscurecida por algo distinto de ella misma que la pueda oscurecer.
But what else is there in experience other than awareness or consciousness with which awareness or consciousness could be veiled?
Pero ¿qué hay en la conciencia que no sea conciencia que pudiera velar la conciencia?
So there is no real endarkening of awareness and there is no real enlightening of awareness.
O sea, que no hay realmente una oscurización de la conciencia ni una iluminación de la
So
conciencia.
that's why I say that I am not enlightened, or you are not enlightened, or Ramana was not enlightened.
Y por eso digo que yo no estoy iluminado y Ramana no estaba iluminado.
I would also say I am not ignorant, and you are not ignorant, and Ramana wasn't ignorant.
También diría que yo no soy ignorante y tú no eres ignorante y Ramana no era ignorante.
The I that I am, and the I that you are, and the I that Ramana was, and the I that Hitler was, and the I that everyone is or was, is this same brilliant, luminous, empty, pristine presence of awareness.
El yo que yo soy, el yo que tú eres, el yo que es Ramana, el yo que era Hitler, es el mismo yo único, indivisible, infinito, que es la conciencia.
Yeah, as we said before, we cannot describe awareness with words. So we use the name illumination. That doesn't mean that to get rid of that veil and see awareness and be awareness. Well,
Como
it's hard to express. Yeah, like yesterday you said that I think that's Robert Adams, who sat during 3 years near Ramana in silence.
Ayer hablaste de
No,
Robert
so-
Adams que se sentó en satsang con Ramana en silencio durante 3 años.
And sitting near somebody else would have been different. So
Ye-
what's special here?
Si hubiera estado sentado al lado de otra persona habría sido diferente.
Your point of view, it's just
¿Qué es lo
talking about it.
¿Qué es lo que había de especial ahí con Ramana? ¿Cuál es tu perspectiva?
If you believe that Ramana was enlightened, then sitting next to him would have had some benefit.
Si creyeras que Ramana estaba iluminado, entonces sentarte a su lado habría tenido algún beneficio.
If you believe that your cat is enlightened, then sitting near your cat will have the same benefit.
Y si crees que
No,
tú,
I mean it, literally.
Really?
I mean it.
y si crees que tu gato está iluminado, tendrá un efecto sentarte a tu lado y realmente
It is only the mind that says this person is enlightened and this person is ignorant.
No, that's really that's a real question for me. I'm
No, but
very
that's a
serious.
real answer
So there
to
is nothing. I'm wondering, is there anything special about Ramana? You know, I'm
Re-
asking. You know what?
realmente quiero
I know.
preguntar, ¿había algo
My
especial?
cat is very special.
¿Había algo especial en Ramana? Mi gato es muy especial.
When Ramana was dying,
Cuando Ramana estaba
all
muriéndose,
his disciples in the ashram around him, just a few days before his death, they were all crying and lamenting the fact that he was dying.
todos sus discípulos en el ashram estaban llorando y lamentándose de que estaba muriéndose Ramana.
And he looked at them and he said, "Why are you all crying?
Y les miró y les dijo, ¿por qué estáis llorando?
I have been telling you for 50 years that who I am is the being that shines in each of your minds as the knowledge I am."
Os llevo diciendo durante 50 años que quien yo soy es
I am
el
not leaving
conocer
you.
que hay en todos nosotros. No me
I'm
estoy
not leaving you.
marchando.
Where could I go?
¿Dónde podría ir?
You take me with you wherever you go.
Me lleváis conmigo, vayáis donde vayáis, con vosotros, vayáis donde vayáis.
He meant it. He meant it literally.
Y eso es realmente, literalmente lo que quería decir.
When I asked you about Robert Adams sitting down near Ramana for 3 years, you said if he would have believed that his cat was illuminated, he would have had the same results. Do you deeply believe that?
Cuando te he preguntado sobre Robert Adams, me has dicho que si él hubiera pensado
I
que
don't
su
have any
gato...
point of view. I'm really asking sincerely.
No, I know you're being sincere.
Estoy siendo sincero, si realmente Robert Adams hubiera creído que su gato estaba iluminado y se hubiera sentado a su lado, habría sido lo mismo que cuando estaba sentado al lado de Ramana.
Okay, I'll come down a little bit off the top of the mountain.
Voy a bajar de la montaña un poco más,
As a compassionate concession,
como una concesión compasiva,
and acknowledge that there are some beings in whom God's presence shines so brightly that just to be close to them, the same presence in us resonates just through being close to them.
Hay algunos seres en los que la presencia de Dios brilla tan resplandecientemente que sentarse a su lado por resonancia hace que salga a la superficie nuestra propia presencia de Dios.
Somebody once visited Ramana Maharshi and they said being near him was like being next to a corpse who was just filled with God's presence. There was nothing there of the person. It was just 100% God's presence.
Una persona que visitó a Ramana dijo una vez que estar a su lado era como estar al lado de un cadáver que estaba pleno de la presencia de Dios.
So
Y no había nada de persona en él.
there are some forms, some beings, some people who are in whom the light of awareness shines brightly, and in particular in whom the peace and the unconditional joy that is the nature of awareness shines brightly. And simply by being close to those people, we catch their peace like we catch the flu. It's infectious.
Sí, y reconozco que hay seres en los que la presencia de Dios está tan presente y brilla tan fuerte que especialmente la paz que nos infectamos como si fuera contagioso.
And just as the flu is not transmitted through words,
Igual que la gripe no se transmite por palabras,
this peace and unconditional joy need not be communicated through words. It communicates itself in silence.
esta paz y felicidad incondicional no hace falta comunicarla con palabras, se comunica en silencio.